Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Of Our Lives. This is John.
This is Morantz.
So, ever since the Grammys, it has felt like the moment belongs to Bad Bunny, and the Super Bowl only confirmed that Bad Bunny has earned his first solo number one hit on Hot 100, and the charts are fully reflecting the scale of this moment. But the turnover doesn't stop there. We've had Ella Langley earn her first number one hit last week, and we're looking at another number one next week. We've got album bombs, we've got new releases coming. So charts are moving really fast. And let's get to talking. I mean, what does Bad Bunny's number one mean? What's the significance of it? What do you think?
I think it's such a culturally relevant moment for the entire globe. And I think, especially in the US, with all of I think the movement, if we call it that way, that I think is created, I think has found itself, I think not just in music, but I think across the whole society and so many transcending meanings. And I think it's such a big moment for him and it's such a big win. Wow, what a great moment to live. What a great history in the making. Congrats to Bad Money once again.
Exactly. We just witnessed history on Billboard charts as well. He has his first number one, his solo number one hit, and this is his second number one hit after I Like It with Cardi B, which was also performed in Super Bowl. So that's an interesting coincidence, actually. And he has 18 songs on Hot 100 this week. Can you believe it?
Wow, he's totally, I think, dominating Billboard's Hot 100 right now and the whole Billboard charts per se.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, of course, a huge result of his big win at Grammys with Album of the Year and more, and also, of course, the Super Bowl performance. But I think, of course, when the album David Sherman's Photos came out, he did also really great on Billboard 200, but the TMF never had the chance before to get to number one on Billboard Hot 100. So this is his moment, and I think also his old songs from his previous album, On Vera and Simti, are also charting, and I think that also speaks volumes about what kind of impact that he has right now.
Exactly. He's sort of having his chart peak at the moment. And we said about him making history, and this is the first solo single in Spanish to reach number one in Billboard history. The all other Spanish songs were actually sung by multiple artists, and those were like La Bamba, Macarena, and Despacito most recently, and now DTMF. So we've witnessed another history being made by Bad Bunny. I mean, I didn't know there were like very few songs in Spanish that got to number one.
Yeah, definitely. And also, when you think of it, Despacito really lasted long and had
Yeah,
100. Number
I can't
one,
wait.
yeah, one of the ones that first tied Mariah Carey's record with One Sweet
Yeah.
Day. So let's see if DTMF will hold on to that spot as long.
I don't think so, and we're going to be talking about that. So we said that 18 songs by Bad Bunny is on the chart this week. And let's move on to another artist who has 21 songs on Hot 100. So together they make like almost 40 songs on Hot 100. Like the 40 songs belong to only two artists, and that is
Yeah.
J. Cole,
Yeah.
uh, following his new album, The Fall Off.
Yeah. Huge moment, I think. It's really interesting, when like 40% of Billboard Hot 100 songs are occupied by two artists. And
Yeah.
also, I think it's another fact that when you look at these two artists, they're the ones who don't have as much radio play compared to the
Mhm,
others.
mhm.
I think if they had maybe as much radio play versus the other top 20 artists on Billboard Hot 100,
Yeah.
maybe we could have seen a totally longer lasting picture for them. But I
Mhm.
mean, nevertheless, what a great success. Congrats to them.
Yeah, like you said, radio holds on to songs a lot longer than streaming. These are actually the result of huge streams. Both artists have huge streaming bases. That's why. and they're having these great weeks, and they're having these album bombs. And J. Cole is not a stranger to that, actually. Uh, he's the 22nd artist to have more than 100 songs on Hot 100. So he's joining an elite list. He was already in one. But now he has 111 entries in total on Hot 100. So that is huge as well.
Wow, yeah, that list is led by Drake and Taylor Swift and Glee cast. So what an amazing list to be a part of. But I mean, J. Cole, such a great, I think, hip hop and R&B
Yeah,
artist. And I think I really love his album. He really did great. And I think also his versatility, in the way that he did
definitely.
it, also, bringing a really good amount of sales and also really huge streaming power with the
Yeah,
album. So I think that's how also he got Billboard 200 #1 during the
yeah,
Super Bowl week. For Bad Bunny, I think that's also another level of accomplishment.
exactly. That is huge. I mean, that speaks a lot, actually. You would expect Bad Bunny with that performance, with that popularity, to get to number one on Billboard 200 as well. But this is the power that J. Cole has. This is the following, the huge following that he has. So kudos to him.
Definitely. And I think also Bad Bunny had some also new vinyls available across retailers
Mhm.
in the US that week. So I think the two artists were really almost going neck to neck throughout the week. But
Yeah,
so that's what happens. But I think also it's really great, when leading on Billboard Hot 100 and the other on Billboard 200. So they kind of shared the top spots.
exactly. And so J. Cole has, like we said, 21 songs on Hot 100 and three songs at top 30. And it is led by 2-6 at number 16. Let's talk more about the top 20 of Hot 100. Let's talk about Ella Langley. She just had her first number one hit last week, and she's releasing her album in April, but she keeps releasing more and more songs from that album. And now we got three songs, and another one was released last week that's called Be Her. And this is actually the first song to have a video. Choosin Texas had an amazing lyric video that I very much like. If you guys are following us, you would know how much I love that lyric video. So Be Her was released with a video, with a very cute video, and it seems to be doing well. I mean, we might have a new hit on our hands, a future hit.
Yeah, definitely. And it's doing great again on your Spotify, your Apple Music, your items, like
Yeah,
everywhere. I mean, at this point, she's a really huge force of sales, streaming, and versatile across all platforms. It's really great because, when you come to think of these hits, it's really hard to follow, especially when you have just suddenly broke out of all of where you came from, and it's really hard to follow that. But I think she totally did that. I mean, with three songs, she's already in top 10 on US Apple Music albums. The album
yeah.
is not released yet, but just three songs. So what a moment for her. Kudos. I mean, I'm still choosing Texas.
Well, yeah, I think Chosen Texas is still my favorite out of the three, but all three songs are good. I mean, she's definitely the one to watch, and we might have a new main pop girl, a main country girl coming. So yeah, we're gonna be watching Be Her as well. I think it's gonna become as big as Chosen Texas soon in probably spring, because it seems like they're going to invest in that song.
Yeah.
So we can talk about Sombr.
Yeah, I mean, we should. That song is like, I think, one of the viral hits of 2026, because, I mean, it came out and it's
Yeah,
now continuously increasing on US Spotify and global Spotify, continuously reaching new peaks. So I think it really has a lot of potential. I think the only thing now left for Summer is to somehow find a way to crack the US Apple Music audience,
yeah,
because it's been really hard for him to find the audience there. But I think other than that, I think it's really all open for him with the song.
The song is called Homewrecker, by the way. It was released 2 weeks ago, I think. It debuted at number 31 and it has been holding up pretty well on West Spotify and it got up to number 11 yesterday. So we might be seeing more of this song. It's definitely gonna become a top 20 staple because Sombr is doing really well on Spotify. And like you said, he only needs to conquer Apple Music. I think with an Apple Music special, with some appearances, he might do it if he knows about this. But it certainly is gonna be a great year for him. 2026 started off pretty nice for him.
Yeah, I think we might see another album soon because I remember it says on his social media that, get ready for what's going to happen after
Mhm.
Homewrecker, etc. So, because I mean, this is not part of I Barely Know Her, his first debut album. So, I guess that is from his upcoming second album, for sophomore album. So, it's really interesting and exciting to watch him.
Yeah, I mean, he likes to produce and he likes to create. He's always active on social media. I don't think he's gonna wait much longer for the second album. And like you said, we might get it in summer or in the fall, but it certainly is soon. I can feel that as well.
Yeah. Congrats.
Yeah. We've got Luke Combs actually, and we're sort of having a great year for country music, and we've got Ella Langley and now Luke Combs. He already released one song that peaked at number 17, and now he released another one. It's called, remind me,
Be by you?
Be By You, yes.
Yes.
Uh, It's gonna be yeah, I mean, it's predicted that it's gonna get to top 20, so it's gonna have two songs uh, at top 20. So it's shaping up to be a great year for him as well.
Yeah, definitely. I really love Sleepless in a Hotel Room. And now I think Be By
Mhm.
You is also a great song. I think it's really great that I think he followed that, I think, kind of surge that he had a couple of years ago on Billboard Hot 100,
Yeah, indeed.
because he was really almost like battling for like number one there for some
Mhm.
time a couple of years ago. So now I think he's really following it up with his original work. So it's really great to see him release new music and also see country doing so well. I think also, I feel like this kind of a more diverse picture that we have now on Billboard Hot 100 versus like maybe last year. I think it's
Yeah,
also a little
definitely.
bit thanks to the new chart calculation system, but also now that also YouTube is out, it's like I think the ground I think has been almost equaled almost for everyone, and also now that
Yeah.
songs that have really charted so long and also getting really huge streams still on Spotify are now out of the Hot 100. So I think that really helped for a diverse picture too.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point actually. We've got rap songs, we have country, we have R&B, we have pop. So it's a great top 20 to look at after the year we had. And this has a lot to do with the rules changing. I mean, if they didn't change, we would still have lose control in top 10 probably. But now the really old songs the old song that we have is Ordinary, which is at this first year on Hot 100. But soon when it starts to fall with the recurrent rule, I think we're going to say goodbye to Ordinary this year, probably. But you never know what
Yeah, you never
Alex
know.
Warren has in store. So yeah, we've got Don Toliver at the lower echelons of top 20. It's holding up really well too. I mean, he didn't just come and go. He's E85 is currently number 8 on US Spotify. He's gonna be staying there at top
Definitely.
20 probably for a while because he's doing great on Apple Music as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's such a great artist, and his, I think, recent album has been kind of really going very stable, very consistent. And I think it's something that we haven't seen a lot because, for example, we've seen, also other great artists releasing new albums, but after having such big streaming debuts, we didn't see them really holding up that well. Like maybe, I don't know, A$AP Rocky, etc. So, but I mean, that album was also great. But Toliver's E85, especially, I think really stuck out with his fan base. So I think we might see more of the song because it's really sticking up on the streaming platform.
Exactly. What you said makes really sense. I was pleasantly surprised that he's holding up well because I felt like he would come and go, but we might have a future hit on our hands. It
Yeah.
looks like it's going to be stable. We can talk about Olivia Dean, and of course, she didn't release anything new, but her songs are holding up very well as well. Man I Need is a staple at top three at this point, and she couldn't get to number one because somebody just came and blocked her. And it seems like she lost that chance, but you never know. What I want to talk about is the second single, So Easy to Fall in Love. It's actually doing great on US Spotify, but not so much on radio, but it's kind of getting there. So it's, I mean, looking at the predictions for next week, if there wasn't Bad Bunny, she would have a new top 10 hit. So if she waits for a while and works on the song a bit for its promotion, she might get it. She might get there. But I think Menani's chances are a bit low for number one.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost slim to none. But still, like we said in the previous episodes, I think it was definitely a great run. Of course, you still never know. But yeah,
Yeah,
it looks hard. And I think for So We Still Fall in Love to kind of increase further and climb further in the Top 100 top 10, I think definitely more radio support would definitely help
yeah,
because she's not in where it can be. I think she's really, the song can be really in top 20, at least on Radio Songs chart, but it's not. So I think that can really help because I think it would be not so easy for the song to climb back into top 5 on US Spotify where it used to be. I think definitely this song needs radio for to be pushed
yeah.
to the upper echelons.
Yeah, I mean, we have new releases coming by Bruno Mars, Harry Styles, and those songs from their albums are going to be flooding up your Spotify and all kinds of charts as well. So it will be hard for her. So she needs all the support that she can get. But I kind of hope So Easy to Fall in Love also gets into top 10. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. That will definitely be great, hopefully.
So speaking of next week and the predictions, we might have, or we probably have, a new number one. The turnover is pretty high this year. We talked about that. And we're gonna say hi to another number one, and that's gonna be Opalite by Taylor Swift. So let's talk about Opalite and how hard it was for her to get there. I mean, she tried really hard, didn't she?
I think it seems pretty easy from how it looks, I think, because I mean, anything I think at this point that she puts out, I think people buy it. And I think in terms of the huge demand that people really show for the vinyls of the single, the CDs of the single, the remixes of the single, I think it's mesmerizing. And I saw at this point in a chart formula where we see really very low, I think, multipliers for song sales. It's really amazing to see a song, climbing up to number one, mostly on the shoulders of digital and physical song sales. In 2026, seeing that, I think that's something only probably an artist as big as Taylor Swift could do. So props to her. This guy definitely is a polite, I think. So I think she definitely needed that. I think second number one from an album because she didn't have multiple number one hits from an album since 1989, since 2014. So it's been like almost 12 years. So I think that's definitely going back to what 1989 did. for Taylor Swift. So that's definitely great. Really, congrats.
That's a cool stat for her and for Swifties. Okay, but what I mean is that she waited for the right week to release those vinyls and remixes, and to the point where she understood that she can get the number one. She arranged the shipments and arranged the release, it postponed them, and it took actually a lot of time and effort for her to plan this number one. And I don't think it's that organic as people or Swifties make it out to be. So I don't even think Opalite is the most popular song on in the country at this moment because it's not doing great on US Spotify. It's number 29 on US Spotify and number 79 on Apple Music. I mean, in streaming, it's not even there. It's not even top 10. It's not even top 20. It's only getting there with the support of Swifties, actually. I don't think even there's a demand for Opalite vinyls. She just wants to get there, and like you said, she wants that cool stat. That's how I see it.
I feel like I disagree because I think if there wasn't a demand, people would have not bought it. So there's a demand that people buy it. And I think, maybe for Opalites, the way of conception is song sales, physical sales, digital sales. So they see if it's not on streaming, high on streaming doesn't mean that I think it's not popular. So I think, and I think at this point when we're talking about Swifties, I think we're talking about like almost a big portion of the music industry right now. So at this point, when the artists establish such a big fan base to really get to anywhere that they want her to go to, then I think at this point it's like already a huge accomplishment and already a great thing. And when you have that, you can have everything. So and when someday comes and when she releases something, but it doesn't have any impact, which is I think in most cases what can happen, with a lot of variance. But in this case, it's never the case. So I think it's a really good, great accomplishment, and I think organic in that sense.
I disagree. I don't think it's an accomplishment. It's more of the same thing, actually. And those vinyls and remixes don't really add anything because they're like easy remixes that is not going to be remembered even after some point. So that's where I disagree. But I agree that not everyone can do this. Not everyone has this following. She's like the biggest star in the world at the moment with the huge fan base that no one has. And this fan base is very supportive of her, and they care about her. They care about her ambitions, and her ambitions are getting is getting more number ones and more weeks at number ones at the charts. So they support that, and they do anything that they can to get her there. That's admirable,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
that's rare. So yeah, Opalite is getting there. Let's say that it's gonna get there. It's gonna be her 14th number one hit, and she's gonna be tying Rihanna.
Wow, that's huge. I think, and also when you come to think of it, Taylor Swift is now into 20th year in her career. Uh,
Yeah.
that I think becomes bigger, achieving this feat in 20th year into someone's career. I think that's something I don't
Mhm.
remember where we have seen it because when we look at all of those artists that have accomplished these amazing successes on Hot 100, mostly happens, at least a huge portion of it happens during the first times of their career. So I think this is also something unseen. I think she really uh, build her career from album to album.
Mhm.
So I think
Yeah.
that's a great accomplishment.
Yeah, that is huge. She rewrote the rules of charts of the music industry, and we all know that. So I don't think it's surprising. I mean, she should have more. She's that big, and she's gonna have more probably. So yeah, we're gonna be celebrating that next week. So it's gonna be a very huge. It's gonna be a huge moment, and you'll probably hear about it.
Yeah, definitely. And
Uh,
also with, now that the rumor is that there are still more vinyl and CD shipments that are not being sent out, I think
yeah.
we might see more of them in the upcoming week. So I'm curious to see if this is going to continue into the second week, or it's only going to be 1 week. Let's see.
I think it's gonna be spending a second week at number one because there's no competition at the moment, and with the sales in effect, I think she's gonna be spending the second week there, and then we'll have Bruno Mars's album release week. So I think he's gonna get back to number one, and then the next week we're gonna have Harry Styles coming. So I think Opalite will stop at 2 weeks. Well, we'll see what will happen once those releases are over. So yeah, it's gonna be intense following these following weeks.
Yeah. But also, I'm also curious to see what's going to happen during Bruno Mars and Harry Styles album release weeks. I
Yeah.
think it's almost for certain that if any major surprise doesn't happen, they're going to, of course, topple Billboard 200. But, we've seen releases last year, album releases where the artists did not get another week at number one with the first single
Mhm.
or with the second single, like maybe in the case of Sabrina Carpenter. She's a great artist. It was a great album, but that did not happen. So anything still can happen.
Yeah.
After what happened with Sabrina Carpenter, I wouldn't be
Mhm.
surprised if Harry Styles or Bruno Mars doesn't get another week at number one on Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised as well. Bruno has a better chance because I Just Might is a hit and it's holding up well. So it will be easier for that song to climb to number one. Whereas for hairstyle, it's going to be harder because Aperture is not doing well at all. It's already out of top 10 and will be out of top 20 next week. So it's going to be harder for him. Like you said, unless there's a surprise, like a surprise feature or anything, the chances seem to be slim, not none, but we'll see
Yeah,
how it goes.
yeah. Wish them all the best.
The Yeah, exactly. Uh, the last thing that I want to talk about is his stated double predictions for upcoming albums. Have you seen them?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, wow. I know. So I gotta take a moment and thank it's Daily Double. I think they're doing an amazing job. It's really great to read all of those articles and see all of those predictions and how they're always so super right. And I think now what they did with this new thing is also amazing because normally we see predictions 1 week ahead. Now we're seeing them like multiple weeks ahead. So uh
Months ahead.
so now it's a totally new thing, and I think it's really interesting. With BTS number, I think that was the one that was really wow.
Yeah, I mean, they're predicting the BTS to have 500 to 700K opening week. That is huge. I mean, that's expected from BTS. They're expecting Bruno Mars to sell 200K in his first week. That's, I think, that's quite right. It might happen. They're expecting Harry Styles to sell 500 to 600K. Do you think he can do that?
I think he can because also he has a huge fan base, and I think they're really curious to support him. I think so. I think during the debut week, I think he can pull in that number because I think that's how
Yeah.
Aperture also I think
Big.
got to number one.
Yeah. What I don't agree with their predictions is that they predict Ella Langley to sell 70 to 100K. I think she can do more than that with the popularity of her singles, and she's already in the top 10 on Apple Music. Can she
Yeah.
do better?
Yeah, I think so. And also, she's a huge force on iTunes. She's a huge force on Apple Music, on Spotify. So, and
Yeah.
whatever she releases, people stream it, people buy it, and she posts a story, and people go and buy more. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I can think, when the album comes out, if she just, tells her fans that please go and buy it, they'll go and buy. We saw that last
Yeah.
week when she got that number one. So I would expect higher.
Yeah, I'm expecting that too. I mean, Choosin Texas is already a hit, and now Be Her is climbing up the charts, and it has the potential to become another hit. So, yeah, she can do more than 100K, hopefully. We'll see, though, in April.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think we're done for the week. Please stay tuned. We've got an exciting week coming. Another number one is coming. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and on our social media accounts. So hope to see you next week.
Thanks a lot for all the love. See you soon.